While most of the people are doing their businesses freely, intersex people in Zambia have continued to hide their faces in shame for fear of discrimination by their families and members of the society. Ashamed of showing his face in public, this is Joshua Jere, a 23-year-old intersex man who was born with both male and female sex organs but was assigned female at birth. Jere, who developed more male features, has been disowned by family after he started transitioning from the assigned birth sex of female to male at the maturing age. Despite obtaining a graduate degree in business administration from Copperbelt University in 2011, Jere has failed to find a job in Zambia because his legal documents still identify him as female, despite his gender identity and masculine gender expression.
I was born in a family of 5, and I'm the last born, and I was born female. It's not been easy, like to feed. It's not been easy just to have simple clothing. The most important thing is people need to understand and accept people like me. We don't decide to be like this. We're born this way.
Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia chairperson Bishop Paul Msusu has welcomed the country's intersex community and said discriminating against them is a sin and insult to God.
Long gone are the days where people were able to throw children because of certain features that they are born with. We would stand very, very clearly for those who are in this particular situation. There's no other place you can run to seek refuge. Come to the church. We will welcome you, we embrace, but this is a fight that we are supposed to fight with you as a church.
Chief Mumena, a traditional leader of Solwezi in Northwestern Province, has called for traditional leaders countrywide to support, protect and defend Zambia's intersex community. Chief Mumena has also appealed to government to quickly establish a legal framework that would protect and allow intersex people to enjoy the full benefits of citizenship.
The intersex community is part and parcel of our greater community. We must accept that this is a condition that is there like any other condition. It was no choice of theirs. They have found themselves in that circumstance. There must be laws that must allow those that have found themselves in intersex to be able to change effectively. If they were growing up as Joanna, because they thought that everybody thought and the parents thought they were female. But as they grow up, the male features are more prominent. Why should we prevent them from being John?
The Zambia network of religious leaders living with or personally affected by HIV/AIDS Zanerela National Coordinator Geshom Kapalaula said society acts unfairly towards intersex people and that there is a lot of injustice perpetrated against them.
We don't have to perpetrate injustice on these people. It was not their liking that they should be born like this. To me, intersex people in Zambia do not exist by law. You'd find that the law recognizes male, female, but no intersex. So where do the intersex people go? And who will address their plea? Society has not been fair. What we've been doing to these people has been a lot of injustice.
But the Ministry of Justice has acknowledged the need to devise a legal framework that would grant dignity to the intersex community. Ministry of Justice spokesperson for Legal Affairs, Andrew Nkunika, explained that current laws only allow people to change their names and not sex.
By law, a person is allowed to change their names if they wish to, and they can do that by deed poll. In relation to change of sex, there is no legal framework currently that provides for the changing of one's sex if they intend to, for instance, change from being male to female. But given the fact that there is a medical problem that needs to be addressed and it is a reality, obviously we as officers in the government and responsible for law reform will and do take cognizance of the fact that there's always need for reform, and will take concrete steps to ensure that the matter is looked into and appropriate recommendations are made for reform, especially given that there is a judgment that has been made by the courts.
On 8 November 2017, the High Court of Zambia passed a judgment allowing plaintiff Helen Sindaba, an intersex Lusaka resident, to become Rick Sindaba Nkuba. High Court Judge Betty Majula Mungomba also ordered the Registrar General of Births and Deaths to change Sindaba's birth records from female to male and ordered the Examination Council of Zambia, in conjunction with various schools Sindaba attended, to update all certificates with Sindaba's new name and sex. And the University of Zambia says intersex people are normal just like others.
Being an intersex doesn't mean that maybe you are intellectually impaired or physically impaired. No. The only difference between an intersex person and a single-sex person is the sexual development and the differences in the sexual organs. But otherwise, physically, mentally, they are normal human beings.
Indeed, the rejection and suffering of Zambia's intersex and transgender communities can surely come to an end if the appeals, plans, and goodwill portrayed by all the stakeholders are fully implemented. Justine Kawisha, ZNBC News, Lusaka.